is right at the beginning, right? And it's sort of like your summary introduction part. And as you can imagine, confronting adversities as I have, you try to live to the fullest. I think people sort of get that in theory, but mostly they don't get it at all.
Very true. Correct.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's a great moment right now. So you flagged that and you want that addressed, right?
I'm just flagging it because that's a big assumption, and I think actually most people give up is the truth.
Yeah, they do. No, I see them. All my family, all my patients, when I'm always at hospitals, and I'm there as a patient versus the fellow patients, I feel like I'm black and white. They're black. Yeah, and I'm just operating at a different level. One of the things that I find fascinating at these moments is, I think when you're confronting adversity, how's this? Adversity, like really ugly adversity today, perhaps, or brain operation. Now that's ugly. Today's not ugly. Today's just dancing on fire, but operation can't even dance. So let's put both these experiences in this bucket called confronting adversity.
Yeah.
And now let's put them at a label called life. And that bucket, that label called those experiences called life, go in this folder called it's a beautiful thing. It's all beautiful. It's amazing. So when you realize that no matter what it is, there's no judgment, right? There's no judgment, right? God, life, whatever it is, the universe does not have a judgment on all this. So don't take offense to it. You're not being blamed. You're not being judged, like whatever. So it just happened. So it's all beautiful. If that's the case, and I'm still here, I'm still alive. While I'm here, while I'm alive in any capacity, wheelchair, walking, disabled, can't talk, can't breathe properly, whatever it is, sick, about to die, whatever, doesn't matter. I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. Because my life and our lives don't matter. It's what we do while we are here alive. And for me, knowing that deep down means that I could even celebrate my own last breath because I recognize the majestic beauty, amazingness of this life called just being here. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So that's what living life to the fullest means for me, savoring the magic of life. That's what I was trying to encapsulate there. So I think you just have to come to that point of realizing whatever these adversities are, they're all part of life. It's your life. It's your part of your time. If you were the dinosaur and you just got this thing, hey, guess what? How awesome was it, right? You had a good run.
I'm freezing now, but it was a good run.
That's how it is. Oh, yeah. I cannot longer move. I'm now dead. Fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, how long were you alive for? 40 years, 20 years, 30 years, 70 years. Good on you. It's out of your control, so don't worry about that.
Yes.
Focus on what you had.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a question.
Yeah.
Just in general, because it didn't really, for me, it didn't come out in the book. There was like a point where you were living like, oh, well, whatever, I'm going to die early anyway. And then a couple of those near-death experiences that there was a point where you went, oh my God, life's amazing and I'm going to live my life to the fullest. And suddenly you had something to live for. And I felt like I didn't know the answer. Like what did you suddenly decide was worth living for? And did it have something to do with Rika? Like
no.
what?
It was the brain operation, 2005. There was that moment. Yeah. So when I had that operation, what it was that realization, that epiphany, that if I don't start living my life the way I want to right now, that I may never get that chance to ever live it again. So that realization that my time is truly finite. I've got this moment right now. And that's simply that. If I don't start living right now the way I want to, I may never get that chance.
Yeah.
So it was really that distinction of my own mortality, I think, kicked in on the brain operation. It became very real.
Yeah.
The other moments just didn't quite hit home, but that moment did. And then it further amplified by the fact that both kidneys were at the time full of cancers. And then further amplified by running that City to Surf race and breaking that record and realizing, oh my God, how much am I underestimating myself? It all just had that compounding effect. Then I had the kidney operation, recovered a little bit, then well, from the removal of the kidney operation, then took off overseas. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose when I'm trying to look at how do I bring that back to someone else,
it's a epiphany of time.
Yeah, I think it's that realizing that there's no dress rehearsal. You get one chance and that's it.
If you look at anyone who's successful, very purpose-driven mission, they're all on this mission before they die. They all know that they've got, like Bill Gates, for example, he's running like a mad on fire. He recognizes his own mortality. Everybody else, whoever they are, and that's the one most common trait amongst us all.
It's a legacy thing, I feel like. What am I leaving behind? Like, what change am I making that will be...
okay, so the legacy thing is not what I'm striving for right now, because I know that will be my remainder when I'm gone, okay? But what I'm striving for is to make that impact to while I'm alive, to do something about it now, while I get to enjoy that fruit, while I get to enjoy that impact. Legacy to me is like a planning for a holiday that you're never going to get on.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of definition, hey, because I was at a conference, we were talking about legacy, and people were like, you got to build the legacy now. It's not a thing that you just leave behind later. It's you can do it, you can be doing it now, changing people's lives, and that is a legacy while you're alive. You still do it. So I think so. It's sort of the same thing.
Yeah, and it continues after you're gone. Your what you stood for will be embraced energetically. The spirit of it will be carried on through others. That's your legacy.
Through others, for sure. Okay, good.
But what does that mean for others, right? So what does it mean for others? That if you're just in a job, if you're just doing something to get by, if you're just trying to go from one survival reaction to another survival reaction, you are denying yourself the credit of compounding efforts of your life and time that you have now to be focused, laser focused at accomplishing something greater for your life. You're denying yourself that. Businesses, for example, business is a great vehicle for you to make an impact, to serve, right? Most businesses, you do this because you serve. You want to service your customers. Why do you want to service those people? Because you care enough to make a stand for something, and you're willing to do something about it. You're willing to take that abnormal financial risk. You're willing to take on that abnormal amount of work and action to make a stand, to go for it. Now you need 20 years to truly get to a point where you've just said, hey, I'm getting scale, I'm getting volume, I'm starting to make an impact. Now, 20 years. When do you reckon you're going to start that 20 years? When you've got, when you're 64, like Colonel Kentucky, whatever his name is? Not many of us can have the energy or to start at that age group. Very few do. Most of us start, mid to late 20s, early 30s, maybe some even early 40s. But